in the middle of organising about 1,000 black morning coats here. These are all vintage stuff that I've got, and I've just got literally hundreds here. If you want a size 54 extra long or a 52 extra short, I've got it here. And quite soon this place will be open to the public again, but I want to make sure in time for the next wedding season, quite apart from the new morning coats and waistcoats I make, that I got plenty of vintage ones for people to buy. So all these I have to try each one on individually, measure them, make sure they've got the right size on for people to try on. But I'm looking at my own stock and I'm thinking, yeah, whatever happened to the grey morning coat? The grey morning coat for Royal Ascot, which is known as Ascot Grey. You see, traditionally we wore black and stripes for business. It was business attire. That was business formal. And for the racers, which was social formal, it was a little bit more relaxed when you had the three-piece grey suit. For Ascot particularly, you had the three-piece grey known as Ascot Grey. So you wouldn't really wear your business suit for Ascot, you wore the grey one. But then we stopped wearing black and stripes for business. And people thought, hey, black does look pretty smart and pretty cool, and I'll look a little bit different. So suddenly, I don't know, 30, 40 years ago, everybody switched to wearing black at Ascot and for weddings. Yes, it looks super smart. And the film Four Weddings and a Funeral had a massive impact on the amount of people they get married wearing formal kit. Apparently, Moss Bros share price sort of trebled, and yeah, it was a massive impact. And that continued. And slowly, I remember I was in the factory whose workforce I took over, Lambourne, and I noticed they had some pink waistcoats. Now, it was pretty rigid at that time. Even a beige waistcoat was considered a bit racy. Everybody just wore the sort of standard grey tie and grey waistcoat. Suddenly people started wearing pastel coloured waistcoats, and that was a good thing because that's where I got involved. And look, the Victorians didn't just have one uniform that everybody wore. And you need a bit of vulgarity to move things along and make things more exciting. We definitely need some, dare I say, sort of football players to do something a little bit daring, because sometimes it works. And when I saw the first pink waistcoat, I thought, yeah, that's pretty smart. Yeah, I like that. And now, of course, whatever you like at Ascot, within the Ascot rules. But grey waistcoats in particular, I think there's another reason why people might have steered away from grey waistcoats, grey morning coats. The quality. Now, up until maybe the end of the 1970s, if you bought a grey morning coat, which would be a complete suit from Moss Bros, it was a hopsack weave, and it was absolutely super quality. Beautiful stuff, you could almost eat it. And you can see progressively in some. Now here's an old one here. This is old school Moss Bros. This cloth is absolutely beautiful. Feels nice, lovely to wear. I'm pretty sure this is a Moss Bros one. Yeah, sure. Look at all this quilting you get on the inside, because traditionally morning coats were coats, and so they had to be warm, and you had all this quilting putting in. The old Moss Bros label, this is from 1950s or 1960s. Absolutely super quality garment. That. Oh, I thought it was a hole. No, it's not. Lovely stuff. And then, slowly, the accountants get interested, and they say, hey, you know, we can make these cheaper. And people go along with it, and people buy it. So here's a cheaper one. It's still a sort of hopsack weave, but it still works. This is made by Sumry, who used to be a really great Leeds menswear supplier. They supplied everybody. You'll even find a Savile Row kit. I've got Gives and Hawkes suits made by Sumry. But this is just not a good quality garment. Now, I don't know if on the back of the Moss Bros one I just pulled out, we're going to have it. But yes, we have. Now, A pleated skirt is a lovely thing to behold because it sways around. Pleats do that. Now the tails on a morning coat and on evening tails are also designed to drape properly and to hang properly. So that isn't a seam, that's a little pleat. Now this is a very shallow pleat, it's only about 1.5 millimeters, but it is a pleat. It's not a seam. See, that's a seam, that's a pleat. But when we go just a little bit further, when accountants are involved in everything, including the pattern making, guess what? We haven't got a pleat anymore, we've just got a seam. Yeah, cheaper to make, maybe saves 10 minutes, maybe not even that. I can't think that it would even save 5 minutes in manufacture. It's not like it's going to save any money using another centimetre of cloth. But it's so sad when people just downgrade and downgrade what used to be beautiful garments. The machining, the amount of time you spend on a sewing machine to make something like this, or to make a beautiful one, is the same. The cost of the material, they might have saved maybe 10, 15 pounds a metre, but they'll be selling the thing at in those days quite a lot of money. So the money they save on the cloth is meaningless, really. So it's so disappointing when the quality just gets lower and lower, and they cut corner after corner, making things cheaper and cheaper. I think the worst fashion business I've seen some absolutely appalling made stuff. Maybe the worst stuff I've seen is Ralph Lauren is pretty bad, very, very flimsy stuff. The worst I've seen is Boss. The stuff they make delaminates, it's all glued together, terrible stuff. And it's really sad because nobody really is interested to make good quality products anymore. It's only about cost and low cost and profits. There used to be a guarantee, if you're a window cleaner and you won the football pools, you could go along to a tailor and say, sort me out, and by spending a lot of money, which you'd have then, that'd be a guarantee of buying good quality stuff. Now you spend a lot of money and unfortunately still buying rubbish. Really quite sad. But I'm still here. There's a couple of other people here. There's somebody I'm going to interview quite soon. He's over in America. Just going to mention his name and hope I've got the pronunciation right. This guy makes hats, and he started making workwear like sort of denim stuff. Now, I've never owned a pair of jeans myself, and unlikely to wear a pair. But this guy makes jeans, and in a super quality, proper workwear weight of denim. And you can see this guy's absolutely passionate about quality. His name is Montsevies. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but it's worth looking up. He makes some absolutely fabulous caps, reproducing old railway caps and things like that. And yeah, I'd like to interview him because this guy's obviously really, really passionate about quality. And there's not many people left that are.